Hi guys, Tuesday night. How are you guys doing? We give everybody about a minute before we start. Make yourself comfortable. I have a few things to talk about tonight and I'm taking questions. I'll take questions as we go along because I think these are relevant subjects. Probably a lot of people will have questions around some of them. Hi. Good to see everyone. School's on, no? Yeah. It's supposed to be on. Summer's over. We're gonna have a great fall season, everyone. We're gonna have an amazing fall season. Welcome to my live. This live is about mindset and manifestation. It's about setting up your mind so that you get the results that you want in life. Thinking differently about yourself, thinking differently about the world, and on a consistent basis, and see what results that brings in your life. We have some really, really nice testimonials. I'm going to read one quickly now before we get in the material. By the way, if you guys want to email me, it's mona.khad@yahoo.com. She says, "Hi Mona, I completed my first 10 days a few days ago." She's talking about the first 10 days of the 60-day challenge that's in my bio. "On the first day of my journey, I noticed that I got a job offer from some company, but it wasn't something that she wanted. The biggest change that I am seeing these days is my skin is glowing and healing itself. Even my brother complimented me, and my mother keeps asking me if I did something special, but it is only the manifestation I did because I don't use anything different. And before I started this, I was very negative and I was crying all day and I was very aggressive towards my family. But now I am calm and I didn't cry for days." So, when I tell you guys there is a reward in the doing the work itself, right? So it's not just that you put your goals there. I want to have a new Mercedes. I want to have a $2 million home. I want to have, the difference that you will see in yourself will be paramount. And of course, it's from that difference that you're starting to manifest. But when you are going to observe yourself in a whole different mindset, a whole different aura, a whole different energetic system, you're going to be like, wow, I did this. And I did this. I know we're supporting you with group energy and everything, but you did this and it's possible. And then, you kind of wonder, how come all this time I didn't know about this? I didn't know I could do something non-chemical to sort of bring me out of the state that I'm in. Because I don't want anyone on this live or in this life on earth in general to think that it's a normal state, to be depressed, to be crying, to have a negative mood on a daily basis. I don't want anyone to think that this is somehow a default state of mind. It's not. It's unnatural. And in fact, you have to convince yourself that such a state of mind is extremely unnatural. Not only that it's not preferable, that it is not normal for you to feel that way. And if you feel that way, you really got to find out why, and you have to change it. Come to a group. If it's not my group, any group, right? Before, people had religion and they had the church and they had the temples and places they gathered to shift their energy and shift themselves out of a certain mood. But now, as everyone's just staying home in their own bubble, it's not the same thing, right? So I want everybody to come to a group work, if for nothing else, just for the state of mind. What is that worth? Not crying every day, going from crying every day to not crying every day. All right, so if you guys don't know me, I put forward the 60-day challenge sometime in, I want to say, May of this year. And many people have done it with amazing results. These lives are to support those who are ongoing doing the challenge, because you can start the challenge anytime. So it's ongoing support for everybody who's doing the challenge. And it's to answer questions from people who are doing it mostly, but from everybody if I find it relevant. I read what I get on email, if it's relevant for everybody to know and everybody for the group. And then we have additional challenges. We have weekly challenges. And we see sort of like what is possible, you know, what is possible to manifest as a group, what is possible to manifest individually. Of course, the degree to which you'll be able to manifest has to do with the layers of conditioning that you have. Yesterday, I was scrolling through TikTok and I saw a 20-year-old dude talking about how he manifested his dream life. He moved to Bali or somewhere, and he was just talking about how, you know, he dropped his conditioning that he would need to follow a certain path in life to be successful. And then I did a little video and I was like, yeah, it is true, you know, because people of that generation, like people of my generation, didn't have social media when they were 16. But if you grew up with social media and if you follow this kind of content and if you understand at an early formative age, like 14, 15, 16, sort of what is possible, what the matrix is, what the mold is. And, you know, if you understand, then it will be much easier for you to shift than it would be for somebody that has been in the game for 30 years, 40 years, 50 years, right? So let's see. Do I have any questions? Yeah. So, you know, in terms of somebody being able to do this, a lot of it will have to do with their conditioning, with how long they've been on earth, obviously, because the longer you've been, the more likely you are to be conditioned, and with the layers of conditioning that your own personal life experience has given you. This is why when I give weekly challenges, some people get it, some people don't get it. For some people, it is easier to get some of the manifestations, but not the other, depending what limiting beliefs they have around money, around whatever it is we're manifesting, right? So this week we're manifesting a door. I gave a description of what to do with this door when you see it. It's the same challenge as last week because I want to give more queens the opportunity to see this door. Do not look for a door. You will know it when it presents itself on my Facebook group. Everybody's sort of like, wow, look at my door. You know, I didn't even know, I was passing by this door almost every day and I never noticed it or what have you. And it's really interesting, you know, when you don't think of something specific, how it comes to you. Because previously we manifested a horse, a turtle, those kind of look the same, right? When I say envision a door and do this thing with it, it's in the introduction on the August 29 live. If you guys want to do the ritual when you see your door, even if you're not part of this group, you might see it because this is how it seems to work for anybody who's listening. Please do the ritual. You'll be surprised with the results. Okay. Starting next week, I will drop the Tuesday night live. I will be live for you guys Mondays at 12, my regular time, and Thursdays at 7. I'm taking one of these lives and I want to give it to my Facebook group, just because I want to be more, do more in-depth personal work with the people who are on my Facebook group. So I will take the Tuesday and dedicate it to them. I don't know if that will be on Tuesday if you're part of my Facebook group, because I have to do a poll to see what people like. But the extra hour in the week, I will take it from TikTok and I will just do it for my group and take up their questions and help them in any way I can. So I will be live again on this Thursday, and then next week it will just be Mondays and Thursdays. All right, so what else? The Facebook group, we talked about how I am approving all the posts because I want to keep the group just to group work assignments, success stories, either with our challenges or your specific success stories, out of the ordinary synchronicities, lottery wins, and clarifications on concepts. Scripting. Somebody asked me about scripting, and I said, I wanted to talk to you about a scripting journal. Who's here scripting? Everybody should be scripting because we have like additional exercises. You got to script about your ideal day. You got to script in detail about your dream home. You got to script in detail about how your SP is treating you or how life feels in your married life. So I want to know that people are scripting, I guess. Is everybody pretty much also using scripting? Okay, Erica's scripting. I want to make sure you guys do get a journal. Now, when you get a journal for scripting, do not go to the dollar store and get a $1 or $2 journal. Okay, lined, you know, like, and I get this. This is like, you know, something for rough notes that I have here in the office. Do not get that for your scripting journal. Your scripting journal is a sacred space, and it should feel good and rich, and it should feel different, and it should feel nice to touch, nice to look at. You know what I mean? Because that's inviting more of the same. So I'm not selling any journals, but I'll show you sort of what I use. So I use, right? Like, it's got to look like hardcover. I just started this one. It's got to look like, you know, like you want to write in it. You pick it up and you want to write in it. And I don't want to advertise anything, so I'm not going to tell you where it's from. But just make sure it's something nice, you know, like something that you see it. It's kind of like mystical, you know. Just treat your journal as your sacred space. That's what I'm trying to say. And very sacred. Yeah, like it's something you love to see. It doesn't look like this, right? Like this is something else. Just for notes. You should do scripting if you're not doing scripting, because like I remember you're manifesting, Renan. I remember you manifesting a big home, and what you should do is describe your life up and down the stairs of that home. If I remember correctly, you're manifesting like an 8-bedroom home for your whole family. I don't know if I'm remembering correctly. Thank you so much for the gifts. It's not necessary, guys. Oh, somebody sent me a coffee today. Somebody in our group, obviously, sent me a coffee today because she manifested a new car with our method. So I wanna say, like, if you guys want to send me a coffee, maximum $5. Okay, it's just for the coffee. I want to drink it to celebrate with you, but only for new car, new home, engagement, new job, something big, right? Like you manifested something big, not because your SP texted you or anything like that. No, it's just because, you know, you have something you've been working on for a while, and it just came through for you. Oh, amazing. Thanks. I have a really good memory. Yeah. Emma says, to achieve a certain weight, do you just affirm I am? No, it's not sufficient to just affirm that you are a certain number of kilograms. I have detailed videos. If you go to my bio, I have manifest body, and I talk about the energetic work that you need to do about the body. Like, you need to do a disassociation of your person with your body. The body is something that you have, and then you need to instruct your body in a certain way energetically to return for you. Then you can't weigh yourself, by the way. You weigh yourself only when you feel at that weight. You go on the scale. If you're not at that weight, you jump right off, and then you say, this is not what I instructed you. This is not, but I have details in all of my videos. Okay. So it's not just saying, oh, I am 50 kilograms. It's not just that. You're manifesting reconciliation with your husband. He loves you. How can he not love you? Right? You are the best option for him. Aren't you? He sees that, and he's imminently going to return that behavior. Free card pulling. I don't do readings or cards. By the way, guys, I have scammers. I forgot to mention that in my intro. If you get a message from me, it's not from me. I don't message anyone. If you need me, you have to contact me. I don't contact anyone. So do not, make sure you're on the real account and not a fake account. I can't do anything about this fake accounts. Every creator has them. You know, just make sure you don't get scammed. All right. So this queen says, again, I take up things that would benefit for all to know. This queen says, lottery winnings, money in general. Let's use the premise of lottery. Say we win a 3 or 4-digit amount, and while we are elated and grateful, it's enough to change our week or speed up something that we've been needing to save for. But we don't want this to be the win. So what do? Do we enjoy it and then restart anew? So if this win isn't involved in the next one, a restart, so to speak. Because we want the money, but I want 5 digits. What's the best to navigate this? Okay, so first of all, when you want a large sum of money, and please watch all my videos on manifesting money, it's grouped there, okay? I do this work just so it's easy for you guys to find this video. And I want you guys to understand that the universe will not understand a specific amount. What the universe understands is if you set an intention of what you would do with that amount. Why? Because it's not, money for us is not just numbers, right? Money for us is a concept of what we do with it. And I told you guys, when I set my mind that I'm manifesting $1 million and then I'm walking somewhere and then I found a $1 million bill, like in the same day. And I showed this on the live, and silly me, okay, I didn't know any better. I took it and I was like, yeah, that's so funny. Ha ha ha. I'm going to keep it, put it on my vision board. And of course, that's a mistake, right? Because it then dawned on me that by doing that, I was accepting that as a manifestation. I said $1 million, I got $1 million. So do not, when you play the lottery, okay, you're just playing that to give the universe an avenue to respond to whatever it is that you're trying to manifest. You're not playing the lottery to get a certain amount. I don't think that is possible, and I don't think that is probable either. But what I think is that if you keep your mind in either being the jackpot winner, right, just as a winner, the way Cynthia Stratford, I believe that's her name, or Sanford, did it. You can find her on YouTube. She kept her mind on just taking home just a big prize, whatever that big prize is. She did it for 6 years, she said. And then one morning, she just, she checked how much the jackpot was. It was 112 million. She wrote herself a check that morning for 112. She went and bought it. And all the people remember from the story is that she wrote an exact amount and she got that amount. No. For 6 years, if you listen to her interview, she was programming her mind that she's the winner of the lottery jackpot. And that's how she got it. Happy birthday, Queen Daria. Queen Daria has been with us from pretty much since the beginning. I want to say since May. Happy, happy birthday. She's gone through many changes in this challenge. What day you're on, Queen? You must be on day 100 of the challenge. Yeah, my challenge is a 60-day challenge. And most people don't stop at 60 days. So just to let you guys know, most people just keep going or restart the challenge. I have a nice testimonial on Facebook about this, and I want to read it about the challenge. She says, I am on day 60. This was yesterday. And for sure, I will restart tomorrow. I learned a lot and I have become aware of patterns and things, and now time to revisit the goals and become more committed to the work. I noticed that I might have made the goals a bit too big for me to believe possible, and also shield away from going deep into some things. Manifested a lot of things on the list, have a few yet to manifest. I have to ramp up my scripting and mind my reactivity in 3D. So pay attention. You have to, she's saying it the right way. She has to ramp up her scripting and she has to pay attention to her reactivity in 3D. Guys, whatever happens in 3D that you don't want, there is a difference between ignoring it and avoiding it. When something happens in 3D and it's not the way you want, there's a difference between you ignoring it and you avoiding it. I want you to contemplate this about something that happened to you recently in 3D that you didn't want. Right? So ignoring something means deleting it. It doesn't exist. It didn't happen. Avoiding it, it means you have accepted it in your energetic space, but you're kind of trying to pretend it doesn't bother you. The difference is subtle, but it's very, very real. And that's, one is reactive, this one, and one is like No, because we persist and we always get what we want, but we just, no, this didn't happen. I want you guys to pay attention to your reactivity, but the reason I read her testimonial is because she said, it's time to revisit my goals. I noticed I've made some goals a bit too big for me to believe possible. And also she's shielding away from going deep into some things. But I told you guys, if you are on social assistance currently, or you're making just a regular salary, putting there that you want to have $1 billion in the bank and $100 million house is too much of a discrepancy for your brain to accept. Let me turn this off. Guys, please don't call me. I don't take calls during my live. So once again, if you are on a regular salary and you get this challenge or any manifestation program and you say, I have $1 billion in the bank and $100 million house and I'm with some supermodel or what have you, your brain will just shut down, because your brain on some level has to believe that what you're saying is possible, even if it doesn't believe is probable. And I want you guys to contemplate that all the people who are now billionaires, who are visible in the world, right, who started with nothing, like Jeff Bezos, for example, Mark Zuckerberg, they weren't sitting there in their basement, okay, setting up goals to have $140 billion in the bank. Believe me, they weren't. They were, and you can read their autobiographies and stuff. They started $10,000 loan, and they were thinking, how I'm going to turn this $10,000 into $100,000. Now, when they turned it into $100,000, they were like, how can I turn this 100,000 into $1 million? And when they got to $1 million, how can I turn this into 10 million? Or those were their goals. Their goal is never, nobody gets a $10,000 loan from the bank to start a business and puts a goal in their manifestation challenge. I'm manifesting $1 billion. Okay? Nobody. So I don't want you setting up goals that your brain can't comprehend. But here's goals that anyone's brain should comprehend. All of my needs are always met all of the time. Somehow, all of my needs are always met. I always get what I want, or better. Better. Anybody can get married, so can I. Anybody, right? You see people who are older than you, heavier than you, shorter than you, they're all getting married. Not all, but you see people like that getting married. So, even by social comparison, you could be next, right? Your brain is accepting of this kind of information, right? Because it has evidence. And when you're doing this work and when you're dropping your limiting beliefs, such as we have so many in this group that were very, very painful to uncover for these queens. Like one of them that I remember was her mom told her, because she was sexually active at 18, that, no man would ever marry her. Now that she's not a virgin, she played out that scenario over and over. Now she's 30 and she's just beginning to drop this limiting belief. Of course, in her life, this has, always been shown to her, and a lot of other painful beliefs, right? Indeed, everybody can achieve all of these simple things. Having your needs met, being married, having some kids, having a decent home, everybody can manifest that. If you want to manifest $1 billion from, Social Security mindset, good luck. I don't know. I can't really help you, but I can help everybody elevate their consciousness to the point where they feel worthy of having these basic things, not only having them, understanding that they're basic things, they're basic promises once you are born, really from your creator, that you can have this life, that you're right. Money means nothing. What you do with the money is what's really the manifestation. Thank you, Michelle. This is why I say, do not focus on an amount. The universe won't even understand how we associate numbers and the concept of money. Focus on what you do with the money. I have that house. I live in that house. I have that husband. I have that ring on my finger. And once you get this manifestations, guys, you got to go back to your life and images and put in there, take out the pictures. Like I had this ring on my vision board, right? I just realized like last week, I was like, it's still on my board. I got to take it off. And once I take it off, I got to put something else on, because our desires never expire. They just change for new desires, right? You should always have goals, always. But it's better, like this queen has understood, it's better to make them realistic, right? I made a new board with what I want. Exactly. Please don't put $1 billion there. It's not you, your brain will, and it's not, you can have real success with things that everybody wants. Mona, how do you explain manifestations not coming true? Even easy ones that you believe. You have to, it depends what you mean by you believe, and it depends what your conditioning is around reality, religion, and a few other factors, right? Because do you actually believe you have this power, or do you feel guilty in exercising it? Or, I mean, there are so many layers to this that, you know, when I talk to people on one-on-one, you know, they don't realize they have the beliefs that they have about themselves, right? You got to know what questions to ask yourself. It's like, what did I grow up with? A God who would punish me? Where does the power come from? Where does the power come from to manifest? Right? And if you've been raised religious, but in your mind, you're like, well, I have the power. That's in conflict with the fact that only God has power, which you've heard all of your childhood. So it could be anything. The reason it's not working for you could be many, many factors. You have to strip yourself down, really analyze yourself. I have a video in which I've listed out all my personal limiting beliefs that I grew up with money. And I believe it's in my playlist, Manifest Money. And then if you look at that video and do the same thing, right? Just growing up, what have you observed your grandparents do, your parents do, right? Was there enough money in the bank at the end of the month, or was it always gone by the end of the month? Did it need to be budgeted properly? Were you sometimes not getting what you wanted because, you know, the money was this much and you can only stretch this much unless you want to go into debt? Like it's so much. Like, I don't know your childhood, but this is sort of what you need to think about. Let's see. I read that. I want to see what else I'm reading. I read this. Why? This was on our Facebook group. Why shouldn't we think about the face of our SP and his name while visualizing? I'm focusing on myself. I'm asking for SP or better. But when I'm visualizing, inevitable, I see his face or name in my mind. I haven't accepted other dates because I know what I want. And if it's going to be someone better, I want him to be better in all ways, not only on the inside, but also on the outside. I don't care if it is not him and it is someone else, but I don't want to settle. I have been there in the past. I settled for a guy I wasn't attracted to. We were not compatible. I ended up depressed and canceling our wedding 1 month before it happened, a year and a half ago. First of all, good for you for not going through with something that you knew was wrong. Probably you shouldn't have gotten engaged, but look, you did the best with the information that you had at the time. And also good for you that you learned from that experience, that accepting something that is less than what your intuition, and by intuition, I mean your heart, your physicality tells you, you know, it's really wrong to do that. It's really because you're going to end up really unhappy in the long term. But I want you to be accepting other dates. Why? I talked about it during yesterday's live, I believe. And what I was saying is that it's very important when you do this work to assess the opposite sex or the same sex, depending on your orientation, their reaction towards you. their reaction towards you should be different than the reaction that you had from men in the past, for example, right? If you've had negative experiences with men, you need to see a consistent improvement in the people that you're dating. And when I'm saying dating, I mean talking, going out for walks, going out for coffee, going out for dinner, depends on your situation. I'm not saying you should make them your boyfriend. Definitely don't be intimate with them. Dating, it's dating, right? It's accepting dates. So I believe this is an important part of the process. You know, you need to, if you think men don't want to get married, which was, you know, sort of my limiting belief, you know, you need to see consistently that 2 to 3 guys that you're dating want to get married and marriage is on their mind. And once you see that, you're like, yeah, I've shifted this belief. That's just one example. Why doesn't a woman approach a man to say that they're into them? Doesn't seem pertinent to the subject at hand, but perhaps because they're looking for a provider, protector, and prioritizer. And if they have to take the leadership role, it is not likely that the men will take the leadership role and protect, provide, prioritize later on. This queen says, I manifested a man exactly as I wanted, who is a provider, protector, and who prioritizes me. See, because I put this in their minds, in my queen's minds. So she says, I manifest. He's mesmerized by me. He wants family with me and marriage. He sees my value and he's doing a lot of stuff for me. He wants a house with me. I have done a detailed list in the past 1 year ago, and he has all the qualities I want. I'm so happy, but at the same time, I feel it's normal for me. I know how to receive from him. It seems like I always knew how to receive from a man, but of course, that's not the case. She didn't always know. So when you guys do this focus work, this is the kind of testimonials that you are going to be able to provide. Now, with the list for a guy, which I talked about before, because I had a list and I manifested the list that had like 11 or 12 items. Turns out there was something I omitted and it was extremely important. So that didn't work out. But if you make a very, very detailed list and you keep this list, not so much about him, but about the way he makes you feel, you won't be able to not attract him, especially if you're doing the work. Now, what do I mean by doing the work? Doing the work that we're doing in this group, for example, every day having a routine in which you work on your mindset, in which you know you're part of a group of people that are focused on improving their lives, in which you understand that whatever other people have that you like is your right to have the same thing. To understand that anybody can get anywhere in life. And luckily now with TV, social media, we can see that. We can see that people from all walks of life and all ages are able to manifest money, marriage, health, or back to health. We're able to see real people going through these changes. So whatever is possible for you. That's why I say observation is very important. Observe from 3D whatever it is that you would like to happen to you, which means, of course, you have to turn out the noise of the world, the news, the negativity, economy is going down, the USA is going down. Like all of this is unnecessary. It has nothing to do with your life. Do the best you can do in your own life. Be kind, be nice. Do your work to your full potential, and that's all you can do in the world. You cannot fix the economy with your mind, with worrying about it. You understand? Let's see. What did I miss here? If you protect yourself from psychic harm, are you also manifested more to be? Guys, you cannot get attacked or cyclically harmed if you are in your awareness. At every point in time, or as often as you can, it's not possible at every point in time, you have to be aware of reality and you have to be aware of who you are in that reality, right? You're a creator, and you have to be aware as you're observing your thoughts and put the brakes on the negative thoughts and on what you're feeling, right? If you're feeling like, I went to a conference once And this was before like I sort of knew enough about this, but I was starting the work. And when I went to that conference, it was like a business conference, I felt like a brick of walls hit me in the face. You know what I mean? Just being in that room for half an hour, I just left. Like you have, and the moment I left and I walked around, it was downtown, I walked around, within like 20 minutes, I was okay. I'm telling you, you know, if you're in tune with what's happening, with just like observing how am I feeling right now? It's not normal for me to feel this way. I need to step away from this situation. This is not for me. Your intuition will always tell you, will always guide you, right? It will always guide you to the right outcome. Let's see what I have. I noticed something new and strange, this queen says. 2 days ago, I was repeating to myself how wonderful I am, how amazing my soul is, how beautiful I am with a pure soul and heart. And I felt great gratitude because I was able to see and feel. What happened is that my mother disappeared from around me. She is not there. Either she goes out or she is busy. We have not met for 2 days and we have been in the same house, and I did not notice until today. I got a feeling that the moment I blame myself, she will appear. And I remember previously, in fact, in the moments when I feel love for myself and appreciation, she's not around and she disappeared. What's happening here? I'm sorry. It's a little bit of a funny story. You know what I mean? It's very difficult to live with parents as an adult. And it's very difficult to live with parents you don't get along with. So I want you to manifest yourself out of this situation. But also this testimonial is completely normal, right? So if your mother is the one who's contributing, because by reacting to the 3D that is in front of you, which is your life with her, right? Like she's on her own path. That's how you got to see it. And you're on your own path. And when you're not in that reactive mode of being like, I'm waking up, it's another day, I have to stand up to my mom. It's another day that's gonna be conflict. It's another day. Like your focus completely different. You're like, isn't it like I'm feeling great? I'm feeling so everything that it's the opposite of how she makes you feel every day, right? It's the opposite of it. So in order to have the opposite of that, to have a wonderful feeling, she must be removed from your reality. And this is what happens. So this is completely normal. Right? But I want you to manifest yourself out of the situation where there's somebody in your life that constantly puts you down. You can do all the manifestation you want and all the work you want, but if in the end there's somebody there just hitting you over the head energetically every day, whether it's your parents or your roommate or, you know, your spouse, you're not going to achieve your full potential. You can't. You can't, unless you're if you're a Buddhist monk and, you know, anything can happen around them and they're still Zen, unless you can cultivate that feeling, which is not realistic if you live a normal life. I was doing washing and it started raining. I literally demanding it to stop and it did. Yeah, I believe you. I do that all the time, but I don't talk about it anymore. Some people were not happy about my rain video that I did. It went viral and I just made the rain stop on the video and people are like, oh, that was like, you know, her husband with a hose and then he stopped the hose and, you know, it wasn't real rain. And even though like 1,000 people said, oh, I was able to do that as a child and I'm still able to do that. It's not a big deal. A lot of people can do that, by the way. But it's not something you should focus on. Like it requires a lot of energy, by the way, but it's not a goal, right? Like, let me develop my ability to stop the rain. That doesn't count in your life, right? Because at the end of the day, you still want to live in a nice house and be loved. And, you know, there's many other things that are much, much more important to develop than this little tricks of, you know, magician tricks. So I don't want you guys to stay focused on that. I made the wind blow a little to get rid of mosquitoes. Yeah, like if it's useful, you can do it. But don't just do it to prove your abilities. You fall back in your ego when you do that. Mona, this afternoon I was listening to a live in which you asked us to manifest someone unexpected. And did you? Don't leave me hanging like that. To contact us. Somebody that I never talked to just wrote to me. Yeah. So Laura, what's happening? I know you're new to the group. So what's happening is everybody who's new to the group seems to be able to manifest all of our previous weekly challenges. So you're going to get them all. Not just the unexpected person. You're going to get the turtle. You're going to get the horse. You're going to get the $500. You're going to get all of our previous group manifestation for some reason. Anyone new who joins. I noticed that in July. You know? What if I will decide to manifest you? I'll take that as a compliment, King. I'm taken. But also, if you're talking of your will overpowering my will and what I want to do in life, I'm a little bit. You can affect someone's consciousness. Okay, I'll take this as a serious question. You can affect someone's consciousness, but probably not mine. I don't know how else to say it. This is a nice question. Mona, how did you start manifesting? What made you realize it works and exists? So when I was a child, and I'm talking about, I remember very distinctively, 8, 9 years old, I used to tell all these lies that would come true. And I used to tell lies that, like white lies and then somehow there'll be a series of unexpected events that made them come true. And I used to think, because of religious conditioning, oh, God's making them true because he doesn't want me to be a liar. So because of that, I learned how to speak things into existence. And I would be like, yeah, I got an A+ on that test. And then the next day, sure enough, I had pretty high marks in school. And that's not a good example because all my marks were like pretty high. But I'm like, yeah, when I was a teenager, yeah, he called me, and then, he hadn't, but, immediately he would, if I liked a boy or something like this. And I think everyone has an ability to speak things into existence and to create from the formless substance. And with a lot of reading and understanding these things, I came to understand the structure under which we manifest. And this is why I go through my playlist, How to Manifest, or Things You Didn't Know, because you're going to sort of learn a lot that maybe you didn't get a chance to read yet. I've read, I don't know how many books on all sorts of subjects that are related. Joe Dispenza's books are really good. I don't know if you know of me, but I got the inspiration through this group when I was at one of his seminars last October. And it's just like, it's a cumulative knowledge and personal experience. But I want you to understand that manifesting something that you want can only come from your personal interpretation of the nature of reality, from understanding your conditioning and which parts of your conditioning you need to drop, and from having a focused and directed intention. This is why a lot of queens who are doing my challenge, they say up to day 10 or 20, I decided I need to start from scratch because I decided the goals that I put in there are either not clear or they're not actually what I want. To manifest something you want, you have to know what you want, guys. That's the first requirement to manifest something. And you have to know very, very clearly. Very clearly. Into 3D. Mona, how do you explain people manifesting into 3D out of nowhere physically? So I did a video today, and it's funny because I don't really do metaphysical subjects because, they're very controversial. And I know a lot about them, but I don't talk about them because I want to focus my time and energy on helping people feel good inside and manifest the life that they want, or manifest specific things that they want in their lives, right? I feel like that is sort of my calling in life, not to talk about the metaphysical. But somebody asked me who outranks humans on this earth. And I did this video, and someone in our group was very upset about it. So I said, if I said somebody outrank us the way we outrank cattle, the cattle doesn't really have the understanding that we are the ones that enslave them and use their body for a specific purpose. And then, they're born when we decide because we breed them, and then they die when we decide to sustain us. And I said, they don't have really the understanding of who we are and the effect we have on their life cycle. And so if anyone outranked us, we wouldn't be able to intellectually understand who they are and what they're doing here or what they want. So this queen got really upset, and she said something along the lines. So, the creator created us in his image, and what happened to us being able to manifest. I just want to say that is not in contradiction with anything I said. What I know and I understood about the world, the creator, the formless substance, okay, the substance in which we can imprint our will, and us, does not mean that there aren't other layers between us and God, right? And again, I don't know if they are or aren't. There's significant evidence in the world of miracles and things that we know weren't manifested by one person. We know, like, there's visions and all sorts of things that are completely unexplainable that happen to people, to a lot of people, right? So I just don't want you guys to focus on that phenomena, because whoever they are, they're not just some more advanced race who are just a little bit intellectually superior. They're just smarter, and they made a aircraft that can fly through space, warp speed 9. Okay, that's not it. And they can talk to us in English, and our ability to understand who they are would be like, can a cattle really understand who I am? No, right? So this is why we can't worry about that. We worry about things that we can affect. So back to this question, how do you explain that people can manifest, people can disappear in portals? And there's reports of hundreds of people that it happens, and there's like some mysterious phenomena happening in the world. You're never going to be able to know the answer. You're never going to be able to know for sure. Do not focus on these things. When you focus on these things, more will appear in your life, and it will create more questions. And it's really like it's holding you back from living this fulfilling life. You're never going to understand from your perspective who they are, or how many they are, or how many layers they are between God and us. But what we know for sure is that, yes, we were created with the ability to create. And yes, there is the formless substance into which we can imprint our will, and that returns to us, because we do it all the time with small things. We see it. And when we focus on the work, we see it multiplied. So we know it's not coincidence. Maybe once or twice it would be just coincidence because you're not doing focused work and you don't understand enough to link it. But when you understand enough to link it, and you get specific things from your vision board, people say to you specific things that you wrote about yourself. This queen wrote down, I'm hypnotic and, I don't know, enticing. And somebody said that to her the next day. Something like similar happened to me, like things. Then you kind of understand. You understand, okay, so I can speak into something and it's returned to me. If I have true intention, how can I refine this? This is what my work is about. How can everyone refine this? Okay, but don't come back with this question. You're not going to like the answers. Like if you come with this complicated metaphysical questions, and if you contemplate on them, you might get really discouraged. So I suggest you don't. Let's see. Most of the times you'll get goosebumps running through when you write about something like that. I don't know what you're talking about, but I know that feeling, because cattle probably gets the same weird feeling when they know they're being taken to the slaughterhouse. I don't know. It's just, I should stop making these parallels, but I'm saying, fire out of nothing, pro level manifestors. By the way, you have to question the people who have the skills to bring something forward to the point that they can create a fire, they can create a physical object, and what they use it for is to impress other people. You would think that, if you could move objects with your mind and you could do these things, you would not go on the internet and do it. Like, that power would not be granted to somebody who needs their ego satisfied. You know what I mean? A lot of us probably are able to do more than what we think we're able to do. But meanwhile, we still want $1 million and RSP to love us. Let's stay in this area. Do you guys have any questions? I think I read everything for tonight. This was a good live tonight. I think this is it, yeah. If you guys are just starting the challenge, I will agree with your manifestation. Just don't forget to put it when you get the challenge, don't forget to put it in that space that says, let me know your manifestation. No, we're not fasting anymore. We did the 3 weeks in August to prepare for the fall. And what did we do the first week? Can somebody remind me? I know we didn't eat meat. We went vegan, but there was a theme, releasing. And then the second week, the theme was essence, because we only drank juices. And then last week, the theme was projecting, because we didn't eat all day. I had one question. Do mirrors have special manifestation powers? Yeah, I use the mirror, and I know a lot of people don't like to use it because it's creepy. And some people have, like, they just had, I don't want to say negative experiences, but they, in the moment you look in the mirror, and if you really let go, and you can see weird things. So, if you don't like to use the mirror, but I have used it. A good way to use it is in the morning. Don't do it at 12 a.m. in a ritual. I wouldn't do that. Okay. But, you look in the mirror in the morning, and you say, you point to that person, like there's another person confirming to her, you are beautiful, you are wonderful, you are kind, you deserve the very best life, you deserve that house. Other people like you have that house that you want. People like you have that person that you want. A person like that. You deserve someone like him or better. If you speak to yourself in the mirror like this, that's like having a second person confirming whatever it is that you desire, right? Whatever it is that you put there. Use the mirror like that. Don't use it, ritualistically. When do we do the water cleanse? So September 14th, we're going to do is new moon. So I have a shower ritual for new moon. If you, I'll try to pin that video if I find it before September 14th. So we'll do what day is it today? I think it's next week. Yeah, we have time to talk about that. September 14th, but Carla, we're going to do some other stuff. I know you're part of the Facebook group, so I'm going to announce some more things there. I don't know if you're here from the beginning, but I said I'm going to drop the Tuesday live from TikTok, and I'm going to do it just for the Facebook group. But I don't know if on Tuesday we'll see what everybody wants. I'll do a poll to see when is best for everybody. I'll give you guys 3 options for it. So I'll only be on TikTok live next week on Mondays and Thursdays. Manifestations before sleep are more strong. You know what? That's what they say. That's what Neville teaches, Neville Goddard, the state akin to sleep. But there's people who can put themselves in that state, just blanking out. Like for me, I find that if I focus on something before sleep, other than just emptying my mind, then I can't sleep. So I don't want to focus on anything except just, a calming mental state, especially because I talk to a lot of people. So for me, that doesn't work. But if you're able to sleep, falling asleep with this nice feeling of just make sure it doesn't turn into worry, right? Because a lot of people, let's say you're manifesting money and now you have a huge debt and you're like, oh, I'm always taken care of. I'm manifesting. Everything's paid. My bank balance. So your brain starts going in the wrong direction. Like you don't, if you're able before sleep to sort of keep yourself on a beach in the Bahamas and envision that whole scene as if, you had $10,000 to spend on that holiday, then do it. But if you can't, if, all you're doing is work, you're exercising, you're like, yeah, I got to do 200 affirmations. Like, don't do that. How do we direct our consciousness to not get influenced by others manifesting on us? No, nobody can manifest on you. Somebody's asking me if we have to be part of the Facebook group. The Facebook group is for the people who are doing my 60-day challenge, is to, and you know, they do get more support from me. You don't have to do it, but if you're doing the challenge, join it for the 2 months that you're doing the challenge, the 60 days. It's like a nominal fee, like $4 a month. And then at the end of it, you can just drop it. But a lot of people just stay on because they're inspired by the manifestations and they're inspired by the work. Okay, I'm going to wrap it up for tonight. If you have any other questions, you're part of my group, email me. If you want to try the challenge, again, it's a nominal price for it. It's in my bio. And we do the 369 lottery win. This is for lottery wins. I know somebody's going in this group is going to hit it big. Somebody already said they won $76,000, but I never got a proper email testimonials. Okay. I am a winner. 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 I am a winner.